Welcome back, boys and girls. Today we are going to look at another woman from the Little Leaders, Bold Women in History in Black History series. And this woman, let us find out what her name is and why she was so important. Her name was Augusta Savage. She's savage. Augusta Savage, was an educator and a sculptor. Augusta grew up in a poor family with 13 brothers and sisters in Green Cove Springs, Florida. As a child, she had no toys to play with, but she loved to make things. Very interesting. Augusta spent time in her backyard where the soil was rich in natural red clay. This was where she learned to make miniature animals for herself and others. However, her father did not approve of her creativity. Even though it meant angering him, Augusta continued to sculpt. So, boys and girls, the reason why I said it's interesting that she had no toys to play with, but she had clay in her or soil in her backyard that she could make clay from, is because sometimes things may seem really bad, but you have to make the best out of your situation. If she had toys to play with, who knew if she would develop this creative side of hers and this love for creating with clay? So in 1921, she moved to Harlem, a prominent African American neighborhood in New York City. At the time, the community was experiencing an exciting boom in the arts known as the Harlem Renaissance. And you could always look up more on that online. And Augusta was part of it. She thrived artistically, but this did not change the hardships of racism that were still prevalent in the United States and around the world. Augusta often fought racial prejudice in the art world and was labeled a troublemaker. Sometimes when you stand against things that everyone else is just sort of ignoring or blending in about, you might be labeled a troublemaker, but you know you're not a troublemaker. You just want change. She said that she was standing up not only for herself, but for future students of color. Augusta dedicated much of her life to teaching and encouraging young people to pursue their artistic passion. She felt that their creations could be part of her legacy. In Harlem, she opened her own school. Ooh, look at the name. The Savage School of Arts and Crafts, and she became the first director of the Harlem Community Center. In 1939, she created her most iconic work, a large piece commissioned by the New York World's Fair titled "Lift Every Voice and Sing," also known as the harp. Despite her artistic success, Augusta struggled with finances and racism until late in life, but she always found a way to keep making art. And that's important because when you do the things or even one thing that you love, it's a good way to give you peace and contentment. So hopefully, boys and girls, this story was encouraging to you to pursue your dreams, especially if you have that creative side, pursue it. And thank you so much for tuning in, and we will see you on the next one, boys and girls. Bye-bye.